And hello everybody, and welcome to the NPL preseason. My name is Matcham. I am joined by Porosaurus and Rip, and we are going to be taking you through the phenomenal PUBG action you're going to see over these next 4 rounds. All right, so you can see we're just a little bit south of Yaz. Naya is going to be the centralized point for it. Got a touch of water in it, but not a lot, nothing too much to be afraid of. The Yellow Pike Gaming guys, they have their guns away and they're running. Feels like they're just trying to get inside the safe zone. The Sim guys are going to be popping up over the hilltop in just a second and should get line of sight in just a moment for it. And so this could turn a little bit bad for them. You can see a couple of members from Yellow Pike Gaming have already made it down. And finally, Check Shooter does get line of sight over onto one of them. Gonna go ahead and knock him down. Almost. And no, it's actually going to be Wooly that finishes it off. And that's going to be a quick down, follow it. Lego, your ego still trying to make their way up that sight line, but we can't forget about Ghost, who's still looking back at every rotation coming out from the Space Station Gaming guys. Look at the amount of damage that comes out from Drasso. They're getting the first down onto it. Now shots are going to start running down. He gets H-Win as well. This is starting to turn very, very bad for Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, they thought they were going to be a third part in the fight a second ago, but instead they positioned themselves between the Ghost guys and Let Go Your Ego guys.
Look at the smoke coming down.
Drasso got the second down. They're pushing this super hard right now. They're running uphill. They realize that they can get up here before these reses come off. They're in a 4v2. The grenades are coming out. Can they land?
Oh, it's raining.
Starting to rain it down onto him, and that's going to be one of them that comes through. D-Master is still up, looking back down. Another one takes him down. Space Station Gaming gets eliminated. You can see now a little bit more condensed in this next circle. We still have Tempo Storm that's going to have to move. Trifecta. Simplicity is also going to have to encroach in this general vicinity. We do have Relo that's listening to every single footstep, trying to figure out who's going to come up next to him. Remember, his teammate opted to not take shots at Balak several different times, and that did not pay off for him. But with this, only 28 shots left on, I believe it was Balak's Mini.
The composure, man. I can't believe he didn't take a shot at Balak ever. He had so many opportunities to make that move. He's like, no.
Oh, but he finally see it. It's going to go down and an instant flush for it, but he's taking a lot of damage off of it. So finally, the Sneaky Snake does pop up and get something out of it. The rest of the Ghost guys are nowhere near this, though. So with this, we are going to have to see Relo move. He is not inside the safe zone.
No helmet either.
Relo just trying to stay alive for as long as he can here. As now everybody knows exactly where he is. The grenade's coming out. Does he have an idea where Drasso might be?
I mean, I think that these are just blind at this stage. They're going to fall just a little bit short off of it, but really, it's up towards the north as it's going to be Tempo Storm just caught in a meat grinder. There are 2 different teams that are right next to him. Sharky's right down below Lynxy, but you can see Trifecta just getting torn apart there, as well as Gates.
Here comes the push from Simplicity, though, down the hill.
Simplicity was watching over this entire thing. Sharky, now the last remaining member up for Tempo Storm. He is taking blue damage, but he's going to try to get it down. He's going to down on Check Shooter.
And now one of the Ghost members has to look back over there, so this could make it a little bit harder for Ghost Gaming. Nades are starting to come out, really taking a little bit of damage. It's going to be back and forth, and that's going to be Walker going down. Now this has gone directly into a 2v4 right now, as it's going to be Simplicity. Here's the firefight, trying to capitalize off of it. McCoy's trying to hit the shots. He's up at the front, and he's going to get the down onto one of them. Looking back over, it's going to be Lacey that's just pushing right up into the face of Ghost. He does get taken down.
It's a 2v2.
Check Shooter is still back in the back, but Drasso goes down. Now it is just McCoy and Pencilol playing inside them smokes, looking back and forth at each other.
He's going for the res right now. Check Shooter might get up here. Pencilol and Check Shooter could turn this into a 2v1.
All right.
McCoy's just slow creeping around. Wooly might be feeding information.
Can he figure this out? Can he spot it out? Can McCoy win these? You can see the flushes are starting to come into play, but that's going to give away his positions. McCoy is trying to go for the spray. He's trying to get it. But it's going to be Simplicity that gets the win.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Team Simplicity, well played round, a ton of kills, and they get the win for round 1 here in day number 2.
16 kills for you guys, 16 kills for Ghost. Talk to me how you're feeling after that first match of the day coming out on top.
It honestly feels really good. Like it's crazy. Like I've never won a game on land, so it's definitely awesome to start out the tournament. We knew we were capable of it, but we just had to put it together and make no mistakes during the game and go for it, you know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you can see Simplicity still feeling really good about things. I mean, this is the compound that I believe the team that won this this very circle yesterday was holding for the longest period of time.
Yeah, running in the Murado, one of the loudest cars on the face of the earth. We talked about stealth and all that. You're not going to get it coming through this angle, as you can see. Already starting to get shot from other ways, but there was already a downed member right there. So he just goes flying over some smokes, realizes what's happening around him, and there's probably a firefight. So now he's just trying to juke around. Damage starting to come back down. right in front of him. It's going to be Cloudtail that blows up the vehicle and takes him down as well.
Beautiful stuff from Cloudtail there. I mean, Sharky kind of gave away his position just a little bit.
I don't know how. Looking back over that direction, trying to go for the flush. He has two other people that are pushing his direction, though. Gonna use a teammate as a shield. Still alive, trying to make his way forward. Gonna rotate back over the AR, but it's not gonna be enough for him.
Lobes holding on for check 6 there. Who is left on check 6 to get some reses off, though?
There's no resin to be had right now. He managed to flush off the kill. Simplicity now going to run right down onto check 6. He's going to look for the crate, but Lynxie's going to pop his head. Gaku's going to go down. Pax and Lobes. Pax goes down. Lobes the last one left. He can get vision.
The flank.
Gonna go for the flush onto one of them, trying to get the down on it, but you can see Piccolo's holding that other angle and gonna go ahead and take down check 6.
There you go. That's gonna be it for check 6 Simplicity. But down to 2, though. They had this great position this whole time, but now they have to find their way into this circle. They have the whole western side to themselves.
SDK.
Oh, man, it was spot out. McCoy did see Purdy Curdy, realized the fact that he might not want to take this fight, repositioning off of it. Nade's starting to get primed and prepped with that distraction. Shoot to kill did manage to get up their res. Now just trying to go for the spray back over, but look, they're just bouncing from rock to rock as Shoot to Kill is slowly creeping up, moving forward. They know all the little places to play. Nade's going to land right back behind him, but a beautiful shot coming out from Uncivil is going to get the down onto Drassel. McCoy is thinking about going for this, but look at the nades just bouncing off the rock right in front of them.
And look at
G-Sot, is he going to be able to come up big up this? Usually they don't play aggressive. They don't take the shots, but he could be so big. You can do it, and nobody. Shoot to Kill is still
down. Frolicker, McCoy trying to work their way around the smoke. McCoy the last one up. Shoot to Kill. Still have 4 up.
Just crawling at this stage. Just here's the firefight. You can see Shoot to Kill realizes they still need to make it inside the safe zone. So they're going to allow McCoy to play out and around those smokes. But he's going to start taking so much damage from the blue. I don't even know if he's going to have time to get this off. It's going to be close. It was so narrow, but he's just going to go ahead and try to med this through at this point. There is no way he can move from his present position.
Nope.
Nothing
he's going to be done. He's just trying to place by meds.
All right.
Unfortunately, Denial and Simplicity never had an angle of fire onto any of this, so there was nothing really there that could help.
Oh, he just tried to be the biggest jerk of the face of the earth. Like, I'm in the blue, I'm going to die, but maybe I can mess up your game.
That's how you pull the trigger, GSOT.
With this split, this is really paying off for Shoot to Kill, though, because they are still grouped up. They're still looking at all these different angles, but really the approach vectors are going to come out from Trifecta, pushing into these 2 different teams. It's going to be Simplicity or it's going to be Denial, and it's actually going to be Purdy Curdy that's going to go ahead and take down Carbon.
Yeah, Filthy right now, though, sneaking up on Wooly right there. He's got to be careful.
All right, so everything's slowly starting to crunch down towards the center. It's all going to be about smokes and gunplay from here on out. Nobody can hide behind the trees. You can't get away from the fight that's about to go down. You just have to slowly make your way forward. You got to play off of your vision. You have to get some type of read of what's happening.
Watch out for this flank from Soko from Trifecta. He's a little bit far downhill on the southern side. He could come up and get a great vision over the boys from Shoot to Kill.
Look at this. Alo's looking off the other direction. Doesn't know exactly where Pintalol is, but Pintalol will move with. So he goes ahead and gets the shots, gets the flush back over to him. But Filthy manages to pop up, gets it down onto one of them. This is just turning into a back-and-forth battle. And somehow Filthy is still staying alive through all of this. He has taken so much damage. He's the last member. Shoot to Kill is just charging down the hillside, and they're going to go ahead and get the round win.
Shoot to Kill, the winner chicken dinner going #1. They got a ton of kills. They got 16 kills in that round. Unbelievable stuff. Man.
And you guys had a very purdy game there. You had excellent control up in the northwest part of the map. What made you ultimately decide to spread out the way you did and then to collapse when you chose to?
It's just having faith in the team, really. Everybody can handle their own, and that's basically it. We know that we can win our 1v1s. That's basically it. Confidence in everybody.
Very careful watching of the backs throughout the match there. What's your communication like to achieve this?
It probably goes to our coach mainly. He always repeats it, especially in lobbies like this where, no offense, it's a little weaker. So teams are snaking a lot. Yeah, a lot of snakes. So coach always emphasizes it.
Anybody in front of you. I love it. Well, you got 2 more matches for the rest of the day here. What did you learn in this last match that's going to help you to a victory in the next 2?
Play slow, fight everybody.
Play slow, fight everybody. Solid advice. Thank you, Purdy Curdy.
Like you said, they are most likely going to have to drop here and
Poro,
get some scar.
what are we doing?
Wow.
Oh, yes.
What are we doing? We just keep going over here. This is our place to be at. Naturally, we even have some of the circle that's not inside the play zone.
I think it's a 50-50 here. Like, what would be the better idea? Do you go for the center, or do you try to be in your vehicles for when that second circle pops?
We got a lot of stuff going down towards the south. As you can see, Team Gates is looking back over towards Denial. But back behind that, we also have, it's going to be Loki slowly encroaching in the same area. Smithy got himself into a little bit of a firefight now, feeling pretty strong about that. But now he's starting to regret it a little bit. As you can see, the tires are starting to come down. A lot of damage is starting to come his way back over towards his Bronco. But yes, there's that flank that's coming back over there. Yaxley hitting a couple of shots back over towards Finna. But he actually has 2 members down below him, and it's going to be Smithy that gets taken down. This is a flank on 2 different teams. It's almost like Smithy is the sacrificial lamb. It's just going to blow up and take him down. Now, Tony V has to get something off of this, but no. Yaxley's going to go down instead. This is turning really, really bad for everybody that's on Team Gates.
Yeah, exactly. That is just not a good way to start off this round. Denial coming out on top of this little exchange here.
Yeah, he's got a long way to go.
I mean, you can see Grizzly has already moved into a spot just waiting for them to push even further forward. So depends on how long of a smoke wall they can potentially make, but there's not a lot of tools to work with at this stage. As you can see, Greg Shot is just beaded in on them. Grizzly's holding that other angle. Lorax taking a lot of damage. That's going to be 1 going down. That's going to be 2 going down. They're just trying to charge through. They're almost getting destroyed here. Z-Knight's going down. Lorax is just trying to find somewhere to hide behind, and he's found himself a bush, but it's not going to be enough, as it's just going to be Zetas, the last member standing. Remember, we talked about that 3-1 split and how it necessarily wasn't the best idea. Well, it's going to pay off in their favor this time around.
Well, he took those shots at Denial a second. It kind of gave away his position, so they have a good idea that he's down here. You see Carbon already heading down. That's not the way I thought he was heading down.
That's not how you run on a mountain.
Oh, he's crawling on the mountain now.
Oddly enough, Wooly's already inside of his vehicle. He could have gotten a little bit of vengeance back over. Carbon bleeding out pretty fast, so it looks like this has been not his first down. Smokes are really hard to get here as they try to drop him, and they're just rolling down the hillside. Don't use the frag grenade. Don't use the frag grenade. That was a frag grenade. What were you doing? The body rolling down the hillside. That's an oopsie if I ever saw one.
They have a little bit of a ridge line to work with. Tempo moving as 4. This is when they are the most deadly. If they have a little bit of terrain to work with, they're going to push around this.
And
there's no way the DLG gets out of this.
They're just running down that hillside. Zampa's starting to feel a little bit better, it seems. It's going to be Microfright trying to hold that angle, but it's going to be 2 members just trapped inside of the shack. Sure, they have a little bit of cover, but it's going to force them to be separated out as Tempo Storm is making their way down. Zampa is down at the time, but Godspeed is as well. That's still 2 other people looking back down that direction. It looks like Los might be trying to go for a res. Maybe Zampa could be resed as well if they bide their time off of this. Actually, it's your boy Dre ahead just a little bit with the res. Maluk is holding the other angle off of it. Sharky's actually retreating back around. Looks like he might be going for a flank. They might want to pull away from this, realizing it's a little bit too hot. They do have the blue coming up right back behind them.
It's a really smart play by Tempo. Maluk going to go ahead and make sure that they don't get flanked around from the other side while they're getting their res off. Lowe's actually going to have to go back and restart the res on Godspeed, but he should be able to get it off here. But Tempo gaining a new position that they can still look back.
I mean, these guys are still right next to each other, and they need to make their way into the safe zone, so it's just becoming a little bit of a peak battle. Microfry is trying to sneak up as close as he can get to them. Finally, the first person starting to get spotted out from Don't Let Him Get You. Shots are starting to go back and forth. Res did manage to come off. Meds are coming through there. We got Microfry that's holding up towards the top of it, and it's actually going to be Space Station Gaming that's coming in and starting to mop this up. They've been hearing the firefight. Long-range nades starting to rain down behind it, and look at this. It's Space Station Gaming that's just capitalizing on everything that is happening here right now.
Zampa, your boy Dre, they're all going down to Space Station Gaming. DLG also in big trouble right now.
Maluk trying to get the res onto Dre here. Sharky still alive, but that's going to be it for DLG. Space Station coming out of absolutely nowhere to finish off this fight.
Trying to hit some type of retaliation down because they need it. It's going to actually be, what is this? We're over here with Trifecta suddenly on fire and burning down. I love to see it. But now back over here at Tempo Storm, they're just getting down back to back to back. They're just having to chain res as they're making their way through this. That's going to make it so hard to move into the late game as they're going to have nothing left. They have been down multiple times. We know that they have to be low on body armor and helmets, but they still have those 8 kills that they're working with. Hopefully they manage to get some type of loot moving into those fights and those downs.
You say that Tempo Storm has been taking shots back at Space Station. You can see lower health bars, so you got to wonder if maybe Space Station, maybe their helmets and armor situation is not as good as it used to be either.
Look at this angle, yeah, what you're talking about with Zampa playing off of it. He's throwing down a couple of smokes, but it looks like Fozu and Woe are aware of the general location.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, finally looks back over there, and that's going to be Zampa just getting domed as he goes down off of that. Fozu's going to use this opportunity to try to reposition, but Woe still playing closer to that back line, seeing if he can spot out anybody else. Sharky's kind of doing the same. A lot of damage coming back over to Woe. Remember, he is back towards the tail. If he goes down, nobody can get anything off of it. Speaking of getting down, it's going to be the Space Station Gaming guys is taking a lot of damage. One of them is down off of that, and it is going to get rezzed back up, so we are still sitting at a 4v4 until that moment as Tempo Storm comes alive, and they are just getting retaliation. They want this, and it feels so good for them. As you can see, Woe is now down as well. It's just going to be Tempo Storm holding the top of this hillside. Lazarus' dreams right here.
Look
He's
how low they all
biding his time. They probably don't have meds. Look, they're outs. They've been fighting for so long. They are just surviving off of the chain reses that they've been having to go through, and Zampa is just the sneakiest person right now. He could pop up at any given moment. He can see looking back and forth between these different footsteps as Vexel still holding that angle over there, but no line of sight on this vector. So with that, the Tempo Storm guys can provide some form of support. They have that high ground, but we're going to have to slowly start making our way towards the center. You can see Sub-Zero looking up that hillside. Now it's way over on the other side of it, so they're trying to get multiple angles off of it, but they really can't get too much. They get a little bit of damage. Now Zampa trying to come alive. The spray went a little bit wide, but he does have the smokes to play around. No health for Zampa, just trying to spray into it. Looking around on the outside, but he's going to get taken down with this. This is turning now terrible from the guys from Tempo Storm.
the last
it's
one
just
up.
running around. He has no meds to work with. He's just trying to hit an angle. Gets one of them. Can he get the second one? And yes, he does. We are now in a 1v1. Vexel has the health. Luke has nothing. It's just going to be a matter of can he spot him out. Get Tempo Storm. Get it. Oh my God, Tempo Storm turned that around.
He had no health. That was absolutely crazy. Tempo Storm with the winner chicken dinner. What an incredible run.
Well, speaking of your team working like a well-oiled machine, it works so naturally. Talk to me a little bit about your current team structure. You got a new player, Sharky, over there. How's he fitting in, and who's being your in-game leader these days?
Sharky's fitting in great. He's a really, really strong fragger. He's bringing a lot of kills, just firepower. He does damage to everybody. He shoots at everything. He's a really great player. I'm calling the shots right now, but we definitely have a round table approach. If anybody has a good idea, they'll float it by, and I'll just make the final decision based off that information. Everybody scouts, everybody's looking, just feeding information, and I'll use that information to kind of take the best approach that I can think.
You're one of the teams that all of these players are familiar with. They watch your streams, they watch your matches, and they might be gunning for you in particular. How does that feel?
It's all right to feel like you have a target on your back. A lot of these teams, it's their first tournament, and we're not really going to mind if they're being over-aggressive on us, because we think we can win all of our fights pretty much, so we don't really mind having a target.
All right, so new circle does pop up, and that's gonna be focusing more towards Yasnaya. Are you making this a Yasnaya?
I don't know, man.
You hinted about it earlier. Is it do we ever see games in Yasnaya?
Well, I don't know. Between him and saying that Yasnaya proper, and then me kind of throwing out Stalber.
But that means that they're just committing to live here for forever. So back to move. Speaking of somebody that has to move, it's gonna be Space Station Gaming somehow managing to make it into that check. Oh, just barely gets knocked down by Frolicker, but that should be a res as they can close those doors. But no, Smurf is not going to be able to make it. This time around, he's just going to get taken down, but that's only one member from Space Station Gaming. Narrowly, the other one should survive.
Get my... Oh, no! Grenade!
Good
Where did he even get it that close from? That was ridiculous.
Yeah, they got it from their own team. That was Space Station grenading themselves.
Sometimes you just got to go ahead. He might know he might have that opportunity to go for a res, to go for a run, but you can see it's actually exploding on the other side. It's going to be Simplistic hitting some great shots on it. It's going to be DLG just going ahead and flushing this out. Finally, the shoot to kill run is starting to make its way down as it's going to be shoot to kill running right into Yellow Pike Gaming.
Oh,
they got Shrimsy and G-Son.
So
Shrimsy and GSOT, the last two remaining. Adam's going to try to get the peek off. He's going to go down. Cordy and Uncivil, the last two remaining alive. Can they find Shrimsy in the bathroom? They're not going to get the angle right now. Uncivil is so low. The Molotov preventing him from trying to get into the bathroom. And while this is going on, GSOT is getting res.
But Trifecta is also running right up onto this exact same fight. They're trying to get the reses off. They're trying to get back to full strength. They're going to hit the angle shots onto one of them, get the read down back onto it, just be like, no, you don't get to do that. But they haven't had time to really reinforce if Trifecta chooses to partake in this fight. Just a couple of nades. It's just pandemonium inside of here. Everybody's trying to run.
And he's gone down, trying to get the
Trifecta
res.
is charging inside of this. They realize that the angle shoots and kill. Finally steps up, gets the double downs. But now they're all trying to go into the bathroom just to chain res. While Trifecta is raining carnage on the outside.
But look at Simplicity. Wooly is
Oh my
crashing
God.
onto this. He's got the rest of his team is behind him. He doesn't have the support really to push onto this. The new circle pop is going to go to the middle. Halo Klein had to move out of their location, and they're going to be taking some long-range shot here from Trifecta, but they are playing the line of sight angle on this so very well. But DLG's going to come over. Oh, Trifecta!
Look at this. It's going to be a beautiful turnaround coming out from Adam to really save his team there, trying to get another res up on Aloe. But look at this. Hades is slowly creeping up. They realize this might be their opportunity. They're starting to make his way forward. They've got to hit these shots onto this. It's going to be another beautiful set of shots coming out from Adam. They're just going to go ahead and get the flushes. Now Trifecta playing full defense, but they got to get this res, and Shoot to Kill has to run.
Yeah, at the same time that was going down, we saw Simplicity actually take out Shovel Bubba. He's down him. Hades down with the shots.
He's just waiting on the outside for it. You can see Hades was biding his time to see if he could get anything out of it, but he took the shots and gave away his position.
And Vac gets the kill on him.
They have the north side of the road to work on. They have a nice little ledge to work with, but so does Halo Klein here. It's just going to be a battle of picking. What can Vac do? He gets down.
Looks back over the other angle, trying to see. You can see Lynxie has already dropped back down, trying to survive off of it. Vac, Gunner holding two different angles. Loss is still way out on the outside of this.
He's got to be careful, though, because he doesn't have vision of his right side here. He keeps scoping in with the 2X, trying to get the finish on the kill here on Lynxie. Lynxie's going to go for the res here, but Wooly and Check Shooter are wrapping around.
It's going to be very cautious. It's all going to come down to how Los decides to play this. If he charges up the angle, maybe coming up back behind Halo Klein, he can make this so easy, but Gunner already knows where he is, trying to connect with these shots, but he can see the firefights happening. His back gets another necessary down, but Gunner looks back up this side. That means they let Lost go for another reposition.
They can't worry about Lost right now. They're going to get another down on the Pentalo. It's down to just Check Shooter and Lynxie as they are just peeking over the top.
It's a 2v1.
Gunner. It's down to just Check Shooter. Check Shooter's going to get the down on the back. Where's Gunner?
It's all on Gunner's shoulders.
1v1v1 here as Check Shooter has no health. Vac is trying to feed some information to his teammate while Los HD snakes his way in.
Well, here we go. Los calling his way in there. Gunner looking around. Does he get anybody?
Check Shooter might be going for the res off of this so that could push them back up. Gunner doesn't want to go for the peek back over onto this, so now we've moved into a 2. Can he make it over to Vac in time? No, he cannot.
He tried just a little bit too late, though.
Simplicity's got a touch closer to it, so it's going to be a little bit more cautious for a second. Nobody's going to necessarily need to move quite yet and take those shots, but it's going to be smack dab in the middle of a violent location.
Does Los know where Gunner is? That is the question that I'm wondering about, because I think he may have seen him when he was coming down off the hill.
Well, they've been taking shots back and forth at each other, so they have to have a general idea. He has to assume that Gunner might be in that location. Gunner naturally knows where Los is. Simplicity only knows where Gunner is, I believe. They have a general idea as Los took a couple of shots, and yep. This is going to be Los trying to mind game around, aware of where Gunner's at, so going to start trying to creep up back behind him at this stage. This is going to be so pivotal. Keep in mind, Simplicity has been absolutely tearing it apart in the leaderboard so far today. Another win for them would be absolutely huge. DLG wants to prove themselves. Halo Klein wants to prove themselves as well. So with that firefight, they pop up. They know they got the numbers. They thought maybe it was a 2v2. So Los, you are now walking yourselves into a 2v1, and you're going to get taken down, and it's a Simplicity win.
Yet again, Simplicity after round 1, and now round 4. They seem to be champions of Angle.
Simplicity just coming in here and dominating day 1 on both games on Arangel and actually performing super well on Miramar as well. This is going to be an 11-kill first place for these boys.
And you made a little bet with your team as well. You said if you guys won a second one that somebody else would come and have to do this interview, right?
Yeah, we kind of agreed to that, but it kind of went out the window. I don't know, it didn't pan out that way, you know?
So did you guys believe in yourselves for this event, or is this catching you by surprise as well?
So me and Check and Penta have been around a long time, and Lynxie's kind of a newer guy in the NA scene because he's from Oceania. And Penta and I, especially, we haven't had the best LAN performances in the past, and Check, as well to a degree. So it was really just about like making sure we learned from what went wrong last time for all of our teams, and putting it all together, and just making sure we came in here with the right mindset, right preparation to do everything that we needed to do.